You have no idea what real fear feels like until you live through it. I wish I hadn't gone there that night. I keep repeating that sentence in my dreams every night. The house was cheap, too cheap to be real. I thought I'd stay just one night. Just one. The power went out. My phone had no signal. As I lay on the bed, a whisper brushed against my ear. Leave. Now. I froze. Checked every room. No one there. Then the kitchen door slammed shut by itself. Through the window, I saw a tall figure in the dark. Its head tilted, eyes glowing faintly, staring right at me. The doorknob began to turn slowly. My throat locked. I couldn't scream. Then, the lights flickered on. The figure was gone. But the door had handprints on it, not facing in or out. They were pressed upward, toward the ceiling. I ran away the next morning. Later, I found out the last tenant had died in that same house, at the same time.
Rain pelted the cracked windows as Jason crept through the abandoned building. The air smelled of mold and rust, every step echoing like a gunshot. He wasn't supposed to be here, but curiosity had won. A sudden bang upstairs made him freeze. His flashlight flickered, revealing a shadow darting across the hallway. He swallowed hard, heart pounding, and climbed the stairs. The upper corridor stretched endlessly, peeling wallpaper hanging like dead skin. A door at the far end was slightly open. Light flickered inside, unnatural and pulsing. Jason's hand shook as he pushed it. The room was empty, except for a figure. A pale woman, eyes black voids, hovered above the floor. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered. Shadows twisted behind her, forming screaming faces that lunged at him. Jason bolted. Stumbling down the hall, the whispers followed, echoing in his skull. He reached the exit, yanking the door open. Rain washed over him, but the shadows lingered in his mind. At home, he reviewed the footage on his camera. Shapes moved in the corners, faces screaming silently, and the whisper returned. "Come back. We are waiting." Even now, he hears it at night, soft and insistent. He knows they're patient, and that one day
I never believed the stories about Black Rock Lighthouse. Abandoned for decades, they said the keeper went mad and vanished. I thought it was just another tourist legend. The first night I stayed, the wind howled like a chorus of ghosts. The door creaked shut behind me, locking itself. The oil lamps flickered. I found his journal. Pages torn, words scratched across like blood. It spoke of the light seeing everything, of shadows moving where none should exist. I laughed nervously until I saw them. Figures in the corner, twisting, waiting, watching. I tried to leave. The door wouldn't budge. Footsteps echoed above, though no stairs existed. A voice whispered through the lamp, "Don't look at them. They see your soul." The journal fell from my hands, opening to a new page I hadn't written. He is here. He listens. He remembers now. I sit by the lantern, heart hammering, as the shadows inch closer. The wind carries whispers, not just the keeper's voice, but mine too. And I realize. The first time I heard the screams, I thought it was the pipes. Old buildings make strange noises, right? But last night, they sounded human. Sharp, desperate, cut off mid-breath. This morning, the hallway smelled like bleach. Mr. Holloway from 4B was mopping again. He smiled at me, eyes too calm, and said, "Just cleaning up a little mess." His shirt sleeves were damp. The weird thing is, no one ever sees his guests leave. He gets deliveries at midnight, heavy boxes, sometimes leaking. The landlord says he pays in cash, always on time, and keeps to himself. Tonight, the screams came again, but softer, like someone was trying not to be heard. I pressed my ear to the wall, a low hum, then a thud. My hands were shaking when I called the police. They knocked for 10 minutes. No answer. Then silence. When I woke up this morning, 4B's door was wide open. Inside, spotless. Empty. Only the faint smell of bleach and a small, blood-stained photo on the floor. It was me, sleeping in my bed. We found the house by accident. It stood at the end of Weaver Street. Windows shattered, roof sagging, and silence so thick it felt alive. Eli dared me to go in. I laughed. We both did. That laughter didn't last long. The door creaked open by itself. Inside smelled like dust and rot. Old family photos still hung on the walls, faces scratched out with something sharp. Each room was colder than the last. In the living room, a TV was on. No power, no signal, just static hissing softly. Eli whispered, "Do you hear that?" Behind the static, a voice was forming, my name. I turned to tell him to stop joking, but Eli wasn't beside me anymore. His flashlight lay on the floor, still on, pointing toward the basement door. Now open. Something was breathing down there. I took one step closer and the TV whispered again, "Go back upstairs." When Ethan moved into the old house on Hollow Street, the landlord warned him not to open the basement door after midnight. He laughed, thinking it was just an old tale. The first night, he heard scratching beneath the floorboards, soft at first, then desperate. At 12:03 a.m., the basement door began to rattle violently. He shouted, Who's there?" But only silence replied. The next morning, he found long, muddy fingerprints on the inside of the door, too small to belong to an adult. On the third night, curiosity won. He unlocked the basement. The air smelled of earth and rot. His flashlight flickered as he descended. In the corner, a small child crouched, whispering, "You came back." Ethan froze. "Who are you?" The child lifted its head, eyes hollow, jaw dislocated, voice overlapping with dozens of others. "We never left." The door slammed shut above him. No one on Hollow Street ever saw Ethan again. But at 12:03 every night, new scratching begins, waiting for the next. It happened on a Sunday afternoon. Small town, quiet streets, the kind where everyone knows everyone. 5-year-old Daniel was playing with his red ball near the park fence. His mother looked away for just 10 seconds. When she turned back, he was gone. The search began within minutes. Police, neighbors, dogs, nothing. The red ball was found at the edge of the woods, still rolling slowly as if pushed. Days passed. Posters covered every wall. Then the strange calls began. A child's voice on the line whispering, "Mommy, it's cold." Traced every time, no location. The signal always came from inside their own house. One night, Daniel's room light turned on by itself. His toys were lined up neatly, all facing the window. In the glass, a faint reflection, small hands pressing from the other side. When police checked the baby monitor footage, it showed his empty room until 3:17 a.m. Then for 2 seconds, a small shadow moved across the screen. The same